Everyone said Nvidia was too expensive at 300. Fast forward to today, it changed the world and made early believers millionaires. Today I'm looking at a company doing something similar, but in a space even more tangible, the physical world. That company is Symbotic, and I believe it's building the AI backbone that will change how every product in Earth moves, and it's still very early.
Symbotic is currently trading at about $70 a share at the time I'm recording this video, and their main goal is automating the massive and messy, expensive world of retail distribution. Retail distribution pretty much includes everything that gets us products inside the house and companies getting the products actually to them. And this includes the retail stores, the independent distributors, and the wholesalers. This company is working in designing fleets of autonomous robots that use computer vision and AI to store, sort, and move goods inside warehouses with precision that no human team can match. This is absolutely massive news as we continue to move towards automation and stuff like that in the future. I think this stock is going to really change the game. Not only this, but they already have proven clients with Walmart with being one of the biggest ones in this, and they're already an investor in everything. We have clients also Target, we have CNS Wholesale. All these companies are the backbone of American retail, and we're going to continue to see this grow, especially as we see it grow in Europe and other markets like that. I think this company is really still early, especially as we see the revenue is growing triple digits as these systems roll out nationwide. And the main secret is that once a warehouse installs Symbotic, it becomes dependent on their software, data, and support. That's a reoccurring revenue machine that's disguised with the robotics and the smart engine that they've created. But it's constantly going to create money, and it has huge margins once it's free cash flowed. This isn't just hype AI, it's real world transformation. As we see faster restocks, that will mean that there's fewer shortages in the store. Not only this, but we'll see automatic handling of items, which leads to a safer workplace. You don't have to deal with the liability, which obviously I hate to hear, but people are obviously a liability. People do not get along with each other. People get hurt. That's just human nature. A robot, it's pretty easy to replace a robot, and it's always going to be on your side. Well, hopefully they're always on our side, but the secret is that this is really just going to optimize inventory as well. With cheaper goods and less waste, Symbiotics Tech makes the supply chains way faster, way smarter, and way safer. And that's something that every retailer on earth wants, in my opinion. If we're looking at Nvidia and it became the digital infrastructure for AI models, I think Symbiotic is becoming the physical infrastructure for AI driven logistics, and it will continue to dominate what the rest of the world is using and what the rest of the world is thinking about in the future. Because as we can see, the world is not moving towards more of this physical, unless it is inside this retail produce, which is what this specializes in. And I think this is where their growth market is really accelerating quickly. And we could see that with the numbers, as I showed earlier, the revenue growth accelerating 30 to 40% annually, the backlog in the billions in contracted install, which is creates multi-year visibility, and it's going to continue to expand quickly as they have over the last few years. Also, the reoccurring revenue. As this is rising fast, the software and service attach expands, and these margins are very good for a business, and they will continue to create a business where it is easy to be cash flow positive and make lots of money in the future. Not only this, but I want to point out the margins. With hardware at 20% and software at 70%, the blended margins are climbing. And here we can see the green box of outsourced incremental annual warehouse as a service opportunity of 500 billion. This is massive numbers that are going to be paid annually, and it is validated also by companies like Walmart, where new customers are going to constantly broaden the moat. And these aren't just short term trends we're looking at, there's signals of systematic adaptation across the retail and grocery stores, which is obvious as they have over 1,000 pending and patents already issued. Because this is a 15-year development, and I think they're really the leader in development. The only other competition I could even think of is Amazon Robotics, but Amazon Robotics is way behind the curve on this type of product, mainly due to the fact that they do not have all these patents in place, and they do not have these partnerships in place, and they do not have this business model in place that will continue to grow. Also, I think a lot of companies are going to rather prefer their data and all gets sent to Symbotic, an independent party, versus Amazon, which is a huge company that has a lot of other avenues of data and selling other than that. So I think, of course, Symbotic is currently trading at $70 a share, which may sound expensive, but if I think about it logically, let's think back just a couple years. Nvidia at 300, which was around here, I'd say 2021, late 2021, when I started buying stocks, when I first bought Nvidia, and people were saying, "Oh, it's priced for perfection. There's no way you should be buying Nvidia." Then AI hit, and then oh, look at it. It's slowly but surely that price crept up, and in hindsight, everyone's like, "Oh, that was a no-brainer." And I think the same thing's going to happen here with Symbotic. So I'm going to show you guys my chart. After a massive run, I think there is still 30 to 80% upside if execution stays on track. And here are my conservative models. My conservative is $65 a share, assumes 3 billion in revenue and 12 times EV sales. Also, the base case of 95, assuming 3.5 billion in revenue and 15 times EV sales. And then the bull case of 125, assuming 4 billion in revenue and 18x EV sales. My personal price prediction is actually in the 132. This was just a model I quickly pointed up, and I think it is pretty similar to what I think will happen in the next year. But in my opinion, I'm way more bullish on this company because I think more partnerships could come in at any moment. I think this will really transform how people get products, how this type of stuff works, and that's this type of move that we've been seeing recently. It's classic of the S curve. We've seen this massive increase in price. It's kind of been consolidating, and this is the phase where strong operators quietly double down before the mainstream investors notice. So I think if we could get a position in here, then this is a very solid investment to be making at this point in time. And if we think back one more time to Nvidia in 2021, everyone loved the tech but doubted the valuation. Wall Street said, "Oh man, this is a great company, but the price of the stock is kind of overvalued. I'm not going to buy it." Then AI infrastructure demand exploded and earnings caught up to all the hype that people were having. And I think Symbotic is in the same early innings, not in GPUs, but in automation infrastructure that makes AI actually usable in the real world. The pattern is rhyming. We've seen enormous TAM and proven technology and reoccurring revenue expansion, with market underestimating the scale of it, in my opinion. If, as we can see here, the technology includes AI-powered software and robotics to automate warehouse operations for retail, wholesale, and food and beverage companies. While its core business is selling robotic system, Symbotic also generates substantial and fast-growing recurring revenue from its software maintenance and operation services, which I think will be personally the biggest opportunity in this company. And the market is it's modernizing the global supply chain, which is a multi-trillion-dollar market that a lot of people obviously know it is a big market, but I think they're undervaluing how revolutionary this technology truly is and how many businesses it can affect on a small scale as well as a large scale. So therefore, my opinion is that Symbiotics robots might never trend on social media, but they'll quietly touch every single aspect of your daily life, from the groceries you buy to the products that reach your doorstep to the DoorDash you're getting. This technology will define how modern logistics operates. At $70 a share, I see a company just entering its Nvidia phase. Powerful technology, massive market, and a compounding model that rewards patience for the investor. I think this is a great stock to be buying at this point, and I think anyone on the fence should keep an eye on these stock prices I gave, and leave a comment in the comments down below with any predictions you got. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and make sure you subscribe, and take care, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.